Good morning. All right, guys. I'm early today. I got to get on early on Monday, but I'm going to give you guys some updates. It's kind of some cool updates today. Also, these updates will lead back to food supply, so you guys will get my craziness a little bit better and why I said keep stocking up on food. That's highly important. Anyway, before I give earthquake update, I will give a little bit of information on what's going on and the with the Chinese government and what their intentions are. And as I said before, people, the government and the people don't put them together. Actually, they're not the same people. All right. So this is what's going on, man. The Chinese are taking everything over. They're buying up. A lot of people are not aware of this. The Chinese are now buying a lot of companies here in the United States that has people DNA. GNC is no longer owned by GNC. GNC is now owned by the Chinese government. And a lot of people don't know this information. A lot of your health insurance company also are now being purchased by the Chinese. They're taking everything over. And for some reason, they like to go after people, information that has people, genetics, DNA. I don't know why, but a lot of the company that they're buying have information on people's DNA. No, the Chinese are also engineering a super soldier. Yes, I did say it. A super soldier, like a super race of people. It's for real and it's happening. Now, another thing you guys need to know with the Chinese, they actually they are also putting the part of the where in our brain where it actually allows our brain to think and be and analyze things and also speech. These I think they're called chromosomes or whatever they get from human. They're putting them inside of monkeys. Have you guys seen the movie Planet of the Apes? The Chinese are actually doing that right now. They're taking stuff from human being and they shove it. They're taking all these stuff and they're pushing it, the whole thing onto monkeys. They want to see how well they could make the monkey smarter. And it's actually working, folks. They're actually having success at this. So they do these things how they can genetically manipulate their own race to become a super race. And it's happening right now in China. China also want to take over Mars. Yep. They also want to take over the moon. All right. They will, if they get their hands on these planets and also the moon, our planet, they will consider them sovereign nation to China. I don't know how that's going to work with the United States and Russia because they also go to the moon. I mean, I hope they do because according to the information I read this today too. Anyway, so and India also uses the space station. And another thing that you guys need to know is that the Chinese is moving troops on India. You guys are not aware of this. They're moving troops in India. They're moving troops in Taiwan. They're moving troops in Japan. I was like, whoa, Chinese, back up a little bit here. You're starting war with everybody. The Chinese is pushing everybody right now. They're pushing on everybody. It's because they want control of these territories. And they're trying their best. There was actually a conflict with Chinese soldiers and Indian soldiers. I think it was near Mount Everest, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure about the location, but a few people got killed. Actually, a lot of the soldiers from India got killed. A lot of these things are not on the news, guys. You got to do your research to know all these information. So I'm keeping you guys posted now. This is like the aware show I'm doing for you guys to keep you guys aware and know, keep you in the know, so you guys know what's going on. So the Chinese, man, as I said before, the people and the government, they're not the same people, folks. All right. So no more violence against Asian people. It's not cool. All right. Because we're talking about the government here. The government and the people, they're not the same. They don't care either about the people. It's not, the goal is for them. It's not there to care about the people. I'm keeping it real. All right. So the Chinese government is extremely ambitious in a way I've never seen it before. But keep in mind, as I said to you before, they are buying a lot of companies with people's DNA on them. That's the main market they're buying here in the United States. They they said the Chinese government have now their hands on over 100 million American people's DNA. Yes, the Chinese government. And for some reason, they want more. I don't know why they want their hands on DNA, but that seems to be where they're putting all their money. That's what they're buying. And for some reason, these companies can't see past the money. The Chinese bring them the money, be like, sure, I'll take all your money and come. Look at all of our records. Look at everything. That's what the Chinese are doing. They're buying them. GNC is now owned by the Chinese government. You guys didn't know that. You guys didn't know that, did you? It is true. All right. So, but there is a reason why they're doing it. I will see if I can come up with something according to the information that I might get. As I said, I am not a professional. I get information, I pass it on. So that's my disclaimer. I am not a professional. I'm just a guy who loves to find knowledge. So, earthquakes. All right. Puerto Rico. Let's start with Puerto Rico. I got a lot of message. I woke up with some message from Puerto Rico, and I'm just going to keep it simple for you guys. You guys had an earthquake today. Again, it was in the south part of the island, southern part of the island in the ocean. It was like around 60 kilometers away from shoreline, from the extreme south, 60 kilometers out in the ocean. That's where all the quakes are in Puerto Rico. It's literally out there in the ocean. Some are a lot closer to the islands and some are a lot further in the water. But tsunami, you will have a problem with tsunami. If you're at the south, guys, the earthquake there are just getting, they're just getting more frequent. It won't stop. If you're in Puerto Rico sitting there, I'm going to wait till the quake stop before whatever. You're wasting your time. It's not going to. I'm looking at it every day. I don't see, you know where I see the word earthquake going, folks? Can I be real with you? The only direction it has, it's that way. It's actually going to go up. It's going to get bigger and they're going to go up. So I'm letting you know what's coming and how to prepare. If you're on the south of Puerto Rico, you would want to consider, you want to go in a little bit more inland, get away from the shorelines. All right. California, Southern California, you guys are getting killed, getting smacked. The middle of California, you guys are getting smacked. The only place right now that is not active in California is the north. But I've seen where the north is just getting smacked. But I'm telling you right now where it's happening in California. It's at the south. Southern California is very, very active. Something got triggered there. And for some reason, the quakes, they do not stop. It's like every 30 or 40 minutes, you guys are getting smacked. The middle of California, you guys are getting smacked. New Mexico. You guys are going to have a rough day today. The quakes are not going to stop. It's extremely active there. Oklahoma. I don't know what happened. You guys will not get off this radar. The quakes are heavy there. There's some big quakes there. Idaho, and Utah. You guys are going to be in for a rough day today because you guys are getting a lot of quakes. Alaska, I don't see. Well, I give information on Alaska, as I said before. Chances are this information won't get to Alaska. Stay away from the south today and also the extreme east. You see the quakes are right around the tip of Alaska, around that landmass. In the middle, you guys will be fine. In the middle is the safest place. I've never yet seen quakes in the middle of Alaska. It's always at the edge, but it's all around it. So that's the cool thing about Alaska. You have an idea, it's easier to just be like, let's go to the middle. You'll be fine. Japan, man, woo. Man, Japan don't stop. Japan is on a whole new level for the past few days. And today they got hit a few times. I don't know how many times they got hit so far, but they got smacked, and they got smacked with 4.0 and up plus. And those are the type of quakes that get in there from Japan. Now, at the north, off the shorelines, is where a lot of the quakes are happening, and also in the middle of Japan, because a fault line run right through the middle of Japan. And the middle right now is getting beat. It's kind of hard because Japan is it's kind of a narrow piece of land. So I mean, you guys just hang tight, stay inland, hang tight. All right, I can't give any because of how the fault lines is set up around Japan. It's literally all around the country and running through the country. I'm like, where do you go right from here? Just stay in the middle and stay faithful. All right. Indonesia, the north of Indonesia is getting beat. Indonesia is getting a lot. Indonesia actually get 3 today, and they're 3 big ones. As I said before, if you're in Indonesia and you can get away from the coastline, guys, please do so, especially the south and also the northeast of Indonesia. It's going to get busy. Fiji Island, Solomon Island, those places right now are getting smacked. Australia, look out. You guys are having tremors in Australia. Let's go to Venezuela. You guys got beat. There was a huge quake in Venezuela. There was a huge one also in Bolivia. There was a lot in Peru. There was a lot in Argentina. There was a lot in Colombia, guys. South America right now is on fire with quakes, and they're huge. Huge. I've never seen them gotten this big before in South America. But guys, the impact in South America right now is no joke. Those South America is having the biggest quake today. They're having the biggest reading on quakes. Nobody can touch them right now. I don't know what happened. But what I've noticed is that yesterday and the day before, it was Japan. It was on that side. When Japan was having the big quakes, countries around it, they were feeling it. I see like Russia had a busy day. It wasn't as bad as Japan, but I can tell the ripple effect is also triggering quakes in Russia because Russia is really north of Japan. Japan there. Indonesia was getting a lot yesterday too, but once the quake now shift to the next part of the world, which is the South American continent, that place is on fire. And what I've noticed is that it's also triggering quakes literally in the Pacific Ocean. Quakes that are now being triggered in the Pacific Ocean. So what I've noticed, this is the trend I've noticed now with quakes. Wherever you're having big quakes in the world, it's going to trigger other countries that are prone for earthquake. It will trigger those spots. I've started to see that right now. So because I've never seen readings like this. So now I literally have to break it down a completely different way than how I used to because I never used to get this data. I mean, right now, I've never seen, can I tell you guys how many, pretty much 5 magnitude right now going off in on the Southern American continent. Can I tell you guys how many 5s? Hold on. And the day just started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 magnitudes. 5. There are more that are smaller, but they have 7 earthquake right now. Earthquake popping off that are 5.0 mag and up in South America. Holy Bolivia, you guys need to look out. It's crazy in Bolivia. There's a quake just went out. Hold on, let me try to get down and see. Montigudo. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Montigudo, Bolivia. Monteagudu. 5.2. Guys just got hit with a 5.2. Bolivia again. Uyuni. Wherever that is in Bolivia. Uyuni. That's how you pronounce the name of that city. Uyuni. All right. You guys just got hit again with the 4.4. You see the type of quakes right now going off in Bolivia. I feel sorry for these guys. So what's going to happen here? What I've noticed, Puerto Rico, look out. Because Puerto Rico is above the South American continent. And I do believe this can trigger quakes into Puerto Rico. I do believe that because of the size quake. Venezuela, let me tell you what just happened. And Venezuela is not far from Puerto Rico. Venezuela just got a 5.1. No, not Venezuela, Colombia. My bad. I'm so sorry. Puerto Guetin. Puerto Guetin. If I pronounce that correctly. In Colombia, got a 5.1 magnitude. So Puerto Rico today had a 3.4. It was off the coast of Puerto Rico. It didn't hit the island, as I said before. It was 60 kilometers away from Puerto Rico, the shorelines. But I promise you, if South America continue the way they're having their party now with quakes, Puerto Rico is going to have a very, very busy day because I noticed there's a ripple effect here with quakes. It trigger other quakes because of the size. Greece. Greece is getting whooped. Greece is getting a lot of big quakes. Yeah, big quakes. So Greece, look out. All right, guys. So anyway, let me go back to stocking up, having food, guys. It's a very, very important because this is what I've noticed, and this is what's coming. Um, the Chinese right now, they have control of the food supply in the world. They're feeding everybody, regardless if you want to admit to it or not. I don't care what the internet is saying, guys. Everyone rely on the Chinese to produce food so they can actually eat because we no longer have the capability to be self-sufficient and provide for ourselves. That had been taken away. But I get it. The whole point is for human being to depend on a system. We can't depend on that system any longer, guys. I'm telling you the truth here. You have to learn how to provide food for yourself and your family. Learn how to grow crops. It's going to be highly important. If you decide to get those information, folks, I want you to buy books instead of ebooks. Stay away from stuff that uses electricity. There's a reason for that. Because I do believe there will be a point in the near future that we don't have access to electricity. And the knowledge will be highly essential to have at that point because that's how you will survive. Learn how to take dirty water into clean water so you could actually drink it and don't die of thirst. It's possible. The information is out there, and the books are not expensive. All right. I have a lot of them. You have books on seeds and how to germinate seeds, what plants you could eat, edible plants, and so forth. How to survive if you decide to go camping outdoor. How are you going to survive? I want you guys to be aware of this knowledge. This is the only thing that could set you free. Because I know it's a scary moment. Guys, I was scared when I started doing my research about what's happening now when I know what's coming. And this is just a precursor. This is the beginning, folks. This is not the end. This is not going to get better. I'm keeping it real. So it was it was a gut checking moment for me. But what I had to do to get out of that phase, because I do get a lot of message and people seem extremely scared according to some of the information I give, but they're happy that I give it, but they're afraid. This is how you're gonna get that fear out of you, man. You gotta get knowledge and survival skill. You gotta think worst case scenario. Once you can get the knowledge on that survival skill set, that's the only way you get that fear out of you because you know for a fact I've equipped myself now. So if worst case scenario happens, I will be okay because of the knowledge I have obtained. And that is the only thing that set me free. It's the only thing that liberate me. That is it. It's the knowledge I have obtained. So it set me free. I'm no longer worried about it. I know it's coming. I've already accept that. I've come to terms with it. I look it in the face. I said, okay, one day I'm not going to have electricity. I'm going to enjoy my phone. I'm going to enjoy my computer. I'm going to enjoy all my social media platforms because it's not going to be around for too long. It's not possible. Anyone that can do any form of critical thinking, seeing the numbers that I'm laying out here in front of them, and you don't believe me, go do your research. There, how can the grid stay up like this with earthquake popping off around the world like this? How can the grid stay up? It's not possible. And I know for a fact the only direction for these quakes is up. It's just a matter of time before everything starts breaking apart. How can the grid stay up when everything is breaking apart? Constantly. It's not possible, folks. If you really do critical thinking behind that, you'll know for a fact that what I'm saying is true. And a lot of people are going to have a problem coming to terms with this. I know that. I know I'm robbing people the wrong way when I give them this information. It's because of what is called cognitive dissonance. It go against your core belief on what you were indoctrinated to believe. Yes, that's the problem. A lot of people have that problem, and it's okay. It really is. But at the same time, one day they have to come to terms with reality. How long can you live in denial? How long? Guys, keep it real. I'm going to keep it real. There is a planet coming. Our Earth is no longer the same. YouTube, Facebook, whoever's out there watching me. It's not the same. Our planet is tilted. It's like around 25 degrees tilt. The North Pole is in Russia. South is over there in East Australia. The planet is no longer acting the same. They had hurricane at our poles in space. Have you guys ever seen that before? No. I'm not saying it's the first time it happened. It probably happened thousands of years ago because everything now that we're going through already happened because our solar system is cyclical. We have a relationship with a binary star and its planet. And right now, that relationship is happening. They are interacting with each other. This is where our creator come back whenever he decide to come back or step in. There's nobody else that can stop us. Nobody. So come to terms with that, folks. I want you to prepare yourself because it's going to be a very, very interesting year. We have a very interesting times ahead. Extremely interesting. And the only thing I promise you, folks, you want to feel liberated, you want to feel free, and you want to have a stress free life from here on out. You want that? Because I have it. That for me, I value that. No stress, no worried. I can't pay for that. It's a peace of mind. Equip yourself with knowledge on survival skill. Get books. As I said, books that you could actually touch in case if you're moving in the future, if you're on the go, you could shove it in your bug out bag and go. And the information is always there. You always want to have access to those type of information. In those times, people with those information will be on top of the food chain. I promise you, you will be. Because everyone is gonna want that. And they didn't take the time to study that at all. They didn't. They were too caught up with life and what they thought reality. You listen to my words carefully. What they thought reality was, but it's not. You want to know what reality is, folks? Want me to tell you reality? 8 quakes went off in southern on the continent of the Southern American continent, and they were over 5 magnitude. You want to know what reality is? Japan right now is getting stomped with earthquakes. You want to know what reality is? Greece is getting whooped with earthquakes. California is getting smacked with earthquakes. Puerto Rico is getting whooped with earthquakes. That's reality. Those are facts. Now the question, is it on the news? I'll wait. It's not. It's for a reason. They don't want you to know because it will kill their perception of the reality they're giving you. Get it? You're being distracted. It's that simple. Prepare yourself, guys. I want you to. It's very important here because this thing ain't gonna get better. It's not. So having those knowledge is going to be more important now than ever, what I told you, because your life will depend on it. Your family's life will depend on it if you have those knowledge or not. The ones who don't want those knowledge, guys, don't force it on them. Trust me, you know how many family members who call me crazy? You know how many I've had people that I've known for years and they love me to death. They think I'm crazy. And I tell them these things. All of a sudden, I've had friends of mine all of a sudden that used to think I'm crazy when I was telling them about this are now calling me, asking me, begging me, Nick, what do I need to do? Because everything you've been saying to me for years, I'm looking at it right now. It's happening, dude. And you've been telling me this for years, but I wasn't listening. I love them. I keep telling them that. Guys, I'm telling you, not crazy. It's going to get crazy, but I'm not crazy. It's going to get crazy. It is. There's no way around this. Nobody can escape it, but you can equip it. I can't promise you anything. I can't promise you anything. I don't know if your area where you're in is going to be bad as other areas, but I know for a fact it's coming. So you got to prepare yourself now because there's a good chance we won't have electricity. If you don't have electricity, how are you going to find food and prepare food for you and your family? How are you going to do that? If that ever happened, will it ever happen? Look for what I'm looking at right here in front of me on the screen. The chances for that happening in the future is extremely high, because I'm looking at the numbers. There is no way, impossible. Imagine what happened in Japan, that 7.0 magnitude. You guys, I put up the video. Imagine that happening everywhere else on the world, maybe 4 or 5 times a day. Imagine that becomes our new norm. Imagine that. You see the way the building was shaking? No, think about that. Do you ever see the grid staying up if that's keep happening to the ground? It's not possible. No way. At that point, we are now black, dark, the entire earth. And we just have to deal with it. And we just have to survive through that. And how are we going to survive? Knowledge. Correct knowledge. Learning under correct knowledge. LUCK. Learning under correct knowledge. You create luck. That's how you create luck, folks. Get the right knowledge and learn under it. All right. I can't stay too long. I got to go, guys. I do have to hit the gym. God bless you. And I'll do my, I have another, tonight, I'll be live on my other page. So thank you so much, YouTube. I appreciate you guys. And as I said, my friends on YouTube, follow me on, get the video description. There's all my link. Get on my Facebook page. We can have as much conversation as possible. I can't answer all the questions here on YouTube right now because I do gotta go. God bless you guys. You guys have a great day and ciao.